Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.
Welcome to Primetime Home Buyers, the buyback team, and you're here with your host, Lashley. And today we have a lot to share with you. We're going to be doing 2 broadcasts. They're going to be a little informal. You know what we talk about on Fridays. We're going to be talking about Pacific states and how to invest in the tax lien and or tax deed process, because we do know that some states make you go through both process. So we're going to start today off by actually talking about Kansas. And then we have a surprise for a few of our members on YouTube, and as well as I believe it's a few members from the actual program who was inquiring about how to invest in Massachusetts. We did have a video up about Massachusetts, but it was the service at that time was terrible, and we did promise to re-upload the video, so we couldn't make anything of that video. So what we will be doing tonight is coming back.
Investment process.
I do apologize. We're going to be coming back live around 8 p.m. and we're going to be going over Massachusetts. So to the people who watch the Massachusetts and missed out on some great information because of our Wi-Fi, please let us know. Okay. So today we're going to actually, I do apologize. I'm looking around because I want to make sure that everything is broadcast correctly. But today we're actually going to be going into learning how to invest in Kansas real estate market. So with that goes to say Kansas tax deed market. So with that goes to say, give me 1 second, because what I'm going to do is actually work on just getting a little visual on the screen for you guys. I know you always just see my face talking and talking. They're like, man, we don't need a visual. We just need the facts. We just said, give us the facts. Hold on 1 second. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I hope you guys are doing well going through the actual program. I know we had about 6 new members that joined Primetime Home Buyers this week. And with that goes to say, welcome. We have a lot of resources for you. And we want to say thank you for joining the buyback team and being part of the membership now and the full course. So what today we're going to be going into Kansas, and with Kansas today, and actually when we go into Massachusetts, we're going to go a little bit into the law. I know many individuals have not gotten a chance to see a few of our intros to law videos, but we found it very important that the family knows how to look up this specific information, because this specific information can save you a lot of time and trouble. Plain and simple. It can save you a lot of time and trouble if you're able to, 1, do your initial research, understand what type of state you're actually investing in. Is it a tax lien state? Is it a tax deed state? What are the actual laws that I need to be aware of? Do I have to do a judicial foreclosure, or do I have to do a basic non-judicial foreclosure? And who do I have to put on notice? There's so many factors that we have to consider when actually getting into the tax lien game. That's why we have this program that's so detailed for the buyback team, to show them specifically how to do their due diligence and the importance of doing their due diligence. Okay. So let's see, can we get it up there for you guys? It's not going to be really big, but we're just going to put it up there for you. our little icon. There we go. It wasn't supposed to be this big. So today we're going to be going into how to invest in Kansas, which is a deed state. So let's get it together. Now, in Kansas, we want to start off by knowing what type of state it is, and we do know that it's a tax deed state. We're getting straight into the basics. Straight into the nitty gritty. Usually, what we do is talk about how to start getting invested, finding your list, things you need to know. Today, since we're doing two lives, we're going straight to it. So we know that Kansas is a tax deed state. And to get in contact with the parties of interest in whatever county you're interested in, you want to talk to the sheriff office as well as the tax collector office. Because 9 out of 10, the tax collector office in this particular situation is going to be working coincide with the sheriff office because they may be the one that's actually having the deed auction. Okay, so the interest and penalties are are there any? No, not in the deed state, but there are if you actually have to go through the process, and we're going to talk about that, you will be able to receive extra money. We do know that Kansas is a premium bidding state, which means they're going to accept than no less than the premium amount of bidding, which is the penalties, the amount of interest that's due, the initial taxes, and whatever it costs to house the sale. Okay, and that's usually what it starts with. But we do know, as a tax deed state, particular states offer their tax deed at a fair market value, not the total fair market value, but a percentage. So, according to the law of that state, that's what you're going to know, want to know what to expect. Okay. So, is there redemption possibility as of right now? Kansas, no, there's no bidding. There is no possibility of redemption. Now, going into it, we know it's a premium bidding state. They do not offer over the counter sales. So you're going to have to participate in the tax lien, or in this case, the tax deed sale. And that means to be aware when they're actually holding the tax deed sale. And let me see if I can get this information pulled up because I did a little bad today, guys. I did bad today, guys. I didn't get my points together. I just had my whole booklet out. Hold on one second. I love you guys. They said you don't have your points together. No, because I'm doing two lives and I wanted to make sure that I had the law together. So let me just go into Kansas. It went right to Kentucky. God said, just go and get it. So hold on. I do apologize. I'm trying to find exactly when is the date that they have the actual tax lien list, what month. Give me a few and I'll be able to update you with that. But Kansas, even though it's a deed state, there is a judicial foreclosure process. Dun 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 dun. If anybody, just one person can tell me what judicial foreclosure is, I will be amazed. I'll be so happy. Judicial means that you're going to see the judge. So, even though this is a tax deed state, there is a foreclosure process. Now, do you have a possibility for a default judgment? Yes. In the case that the homeowner or the parties of interest do not respond, things can be cut short and you can get a default judgment. Okay. All right. So now I want to show you a little bit about Kansas. Okay. Kansas, the first thing you want to know is get in contact with the counties in Kansas, and we're going to share the links with you. And you have over 40 counties in Kansas that you can participate in the deed state. You also want to get in contact or be on the website of the Kansas Department of Revenue. You're going to find a lot of information pertaining to the actual tax lien sale. rules and regulations, and kind of deviance of the particular county. Meaning, there's going to be some county information pertaining to different counties in Kansas related to the tax lien, well, the tax deed sale. You want to, the topic of interest to get the most resources, and it's, we tell you, do a basic Google search. You're going to put in tax deeds and or tax deeds in Kansas. So it's tax liens and or tax deeds, because you're going to find a various amount of information pertaining to this. Now, at the sale, if the bidder is successful at the sheriff auction sale, they are awarded the deed. The deed is then filed in the registry office, and you are an interested party. The deed are purchased at and in Kansas, free and clear, are not subjected to any taxes or interest. Now, free and clear does not mean that it's not going to have hidden liens, that it may not have any other encumbrance that you have to do your research. On the surface level, most counties, when they say free and clear or state, it is. But sometimes other encumbrance can be added onto the particular property or parcel during the time that the county held the property. So please be aware of that. Okay, so today we have a special surprise for you. Today we're going to go into actually looking at some tax information related to a tax sale. And this is going to be in Jackson County. And hold on, this is Missouri? No, I do apologize. We're going to be going into Kansas. This is county. Hold on one second. I think this is Jackson County. That's Missouri. Missouri, Kansas. So we're going to go, hold on, Missouri. Hold on one second. I wonder why my hold on one second, guys. My computer not working right. I got that face on today. Okay. I have some actually, I have some information pertaining to the law related to Kansas tax lien sale. But before we do that, I wanted to actually go into um, a Pacific County in Kansas to make sure that we can go over the process with you. Let's see. Give me one second because I have one up. Today's one of those days. I want to make sure that I'm putting up. It's so ridiculous. All right. So I'm looking into Nassau County. And I'm looking into Nassau County clerk office because I want to see what's your actual what's the I want to go into one of the counties for you guys. Because I got the law already pulled up, but I want to go into a county and go through a process and make sure that I'm showing you some great information. Who is this? All right, so I have some information I'm going to show for you guys. This is Wyandotte County in Kansas. They actually have pretty good information related to their tax lien and tax deeds, the in and out of the tax lien list and general information. I want to show you this because a lot of actual counties are very high value. And these high volume counties have a lot of information to share with you and me. So here is the actual county's website, and they actually have a YouTube page. And we're going to watch this particular video about the ins and outs.
This house was in a recent unified government tax sale. Its owner was 4 years delinquent in paying property taxes and owed $2,269. It's listed on real estate websites as an investment property. The owners of this house owe $8,411 in unpaid taxes. And this house's owners on Greeley owe $12,079 in back taxes. The owners of this building haven't paid taxes since 2008. They owe $84,100 in unpaid property taxes. These are just a few of the 126 properties auctioned at the tax sale. The tax sale is a lengthy process which takes 1 to 3 years and gives property owners numerous opportunities to pay their taxes and keep their property. Homeowners, banks, and anyone else with a lien on a residence are given 8 individual warnings over a 4-year period before the house is listed as a tax sale property. These notices of the property being put in a tax sale are sent by certified mail to the property itself and to all addresses of record connected with the property. So, in the case of a rental, the tenant and the landlord both receive a notice. If getting a notice in the mail doesn't work, process servers, usually working for the sheriff, hand deliver legal documents. Tax sale properties are also advertised on the Unified Government website and in newspapers. A district court judge has to review and approve the placement of each and every property before it can be sold at the tax sale. Any property can be removed from the tax sale if the owner pays off their taxes either in full or in part, and then sets up a payment plan to pay off the rest of the back taxes in installments. The most recent tax sale collected $227,333 in unpaid taxes. More than 500 people paid the taxes they legally owed before the sale started so they could keep their property. Those redemptions, as they're called, generated $1.5 million. So the most recent tax sale produced $1.7 million in delinquent taxes owed to the community. The unified government is ready and able to help people who are having trouble paying their taxes. To set up a payment plan, contact the Delinquent Real Estate Department.
Or 15 minutes. So I'm gonna have to edit that part of the video. I've read the whole thing to you guys, and because I love you guys, I'm gonna read it to you again. Now, again, what we were talking about, the video that I showed you was related to Kansas. Kansas is amazing. They'll literally have a YouTube video for you guys to understand the process. Not only does they have a YouTube video, a channel, they have a great description here as we were talking about. And it starts off with breaking down information about the appraiser's office, things that we need, I'm going to highlight. Delinquent real estate bidders information and registration, tax lien list and general information. Now that's where we were at, and that's where we saw the video. The link, I think I put the link inside of the chat for you guys, so y'all can actually go there. Yeah, no, you wasn't tripping. It was me. It was me because once after the video, usually when the video plays, it mutes me. and then it unmute, but it didn't unmute me. So I do apologize. That was just ridiculousness. But this is the link that I'm looking at right now. And we're going to go into bidders information and registration. Now, as I mentioned, they broke down a lot of information here, and we went into the 9-page detail. And now we're about to go into it again because I love you guys. And our next live is going to be late for Massachusetts. So whoever's waiting for Massachusetts live, you're going to have to give me to about 8:30 or 8:45 to get my life together after reading all of this again. But I love you. Bidders information and registration. And this is a Kansas County. And this is how much information they share with us. Literally, they put it in all on this website. I like this Kansas County because they told us to take a whole glass of shut up, read. This is how detailed they are. Let's get it. Bidding information registration. Buying a home through the tax sale can mean incredible deals. This is not a sales pitch. This is the county, okay? All right. Tax sales 352 has been scheduled for Tuesday, March 28th, 2023. You will need to pre-register with both Delinquent Real Estate and Civil Source below. So they're letting you know. Now, as we mentioned, some counties actually use third-party websites, and they host everything that has to do with the tax lien sales. But obviously here, they want you to register for the county website and this third-party bidder website, okay? Civil Source. You will not need to set up your online profile with Civil Source if you already have one. All bidders must be pre-registered no later than 2 days before the tax sale. And we know the tax sale is coming up in March. Okay. And what we talked about, by September, that tax lien list should be generated. With that being said, the sale is online. So this is even amazing. You will have access to Civil Source by way of computer or smartphone for bidding anywhere. If you will not have access to the computer or smartphone the day of the sale, please contact the Delinquent Real Estate, and we will be able to make accommodations for you to have access to Memorial Hall. Due to general size and restrictions because of COVID-19, accommodations are limited. So, as you know, as we talked about, a lot of these states, they actually have a lot of their thing online because of what happened for the last 2 years. So you may be able to participate from anywhere, not just over the counter, but an actual auction. There's a lot of counties that's doing it like this, and they use third-party vendors as well, just like this. Below is helpful information for those who are interested in registering as a bidder for the next tax sale. All registered bidders are responsible for reading the full list of tax sale bidder instructions. They're giving you a heads up. We're going to reread this to you guys because this is very important. And it's so ridiculous because they're literally reiterating because they don't want to take no responsibility. I'm going to be honest. Buyer beware. Properties purchased at the tax lien sale is purchased as is. Potential buyers must do their own research before such properties. Please keep what you buy. That's what they're telling you. You keep what you buy. It's right here. You are responsible for examining the property in which you have an interest before the tax sale begins. And that's why the buyback team, that's why we're here. We know what we do. But they're telling people, because people literally go to this sale and be like, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And I get the calls all the time in the consultations, and it hurts because people, you loses thousands of dollars and they have a junk property or something they can't do nothing with because it's condemned. And here, listen to them. Kansas nice, but they don't care. So listen, you will be responsible for paying all the taxes which you have become liens on the property you purchased subsequently to the date judgment was rendered. So my thing is, keep in mind that some liens can go on the property while the property is in the custody of the county. A mechanical lien can go on there. Homeowner association outstanding bill that's been waiting for months can go up there. IRS lien can process. That's why we're doing our due diligence, and they're letting you know. You may get some, so please research. Buyers are not responsible for the current year. Buyers do apologize, responsible for the current year taxes and special assessment. They are not covered in the tax sale. So tax sale is going to cover everything that's delinquent. And 9 out of 10 that year, if it's not, these kids are outside. I'm sorry, my kids outside and it's so rainy outside. I just thought about it. Let me just text them. I got to tell them to get home. They were going to a visual and it's raining outside. So I do apologize. The wind started hitting. So I was like, oh no. Okay, so buyers is responsible for current year taxes and special assignment. They are not covered. So as I told you, if the tax sale that they're having right now that's coming in March, that may not include the taxes from, it should include the taxes from last year, but it may not, depending on when do they consider taxes delinquent. You see what I'm saying? If the taxes for 2023-22 was due December of that year, I'm just throwing out a date, and the person is late in December, there's a certain amount of time that they get to pay. So when it's time for you to foreclose, you may be responsible for that. And they're telling you that. Now, they even go into giving you useful numbers because they want you to visually know the property, know if anything attached to it, visually see the property, and visually see the property. If you listen to everything I'm going to read to you, they want you to see this property. Code enforcement. It's going to let you know if anything going on. You can even call code enforcement and see if it's any outstanding bills that's due. Very important. The Treasury's office, you're going to get full information about the homeowner parcel, where records may be kept, just to start getting everything together and put in this one portfolio for this particular interest of the property you're interested in. Urban planning and land use. This will save you from getting a condemned property. You don't want a condemned property. You don't want a property that's in an area that has no access to it. You don't want a property that you're going to get in an area that's maybe not commercial and residential. Okay. I'm sorry. My kids just text me back. Okay. I just want to make sure they was inside somewhere. They're in somebody's house because you know how it gets at these visuals and young people. So I just want them to be safe. I do apologize. So what we were reading to you next were actually the full bidder's instructions. And that was the paper that we were going over that said buyer beware. We're going to show you that again. Now, more onto this page. Who can bid? Okay, this county is literally trying to cut people at the throat. I'm so sorry. They like, listen, read this. Who can bid? State law prohibits the following people from buying at the auction. Those who owe delinquent taxes in Wyandotte County. Those who have an interest in the property, such as the owners. Because I was like, what if the owners just come in and just bid on the taxes? But I'm like, well, they should have just paid their taxes. I should never know. But you know what? It's funny because no, that was another guy. Because I went to a tax lien auction in Georgia, and it was a gentleman. He was so adamant about getting this particular property, and he became upset at the other bidders. And everybody was like, "Why the hell do we want this property?" And he was trying to figure out why the other people want the property because it was actually a little slit of land that didn't make no sense for them to get. He was upset because it was behind his home, and he wanted it. But the other bidders was there bidding, and they didn't even know what the hell they was bidding on. And he was mad. He was like, "Won't you just stop bidding on it and making it go up? It's a piece of slit land." I was like, oh, he's pissed. So please be aware of that aspect. That was funny, but it actually happened. It actually happened. So. Okay, other people who are not able to participate are people who have interests such as homeowner, mortgagees, relatives, officers and corporation which owns the property. Nobody from the bank can buy it. Those who buy property with an intent to transfer to someone who is prohibited from buying. They're trying to cut everybody from the throat from bidding. But my thing is, like I said, how are you going to just stop somebody from selling and reselling it to somebody else? Who are you? How would they know? How would they know? How would they know? Okay, so if you if you fail to pay the property you purchased by 4:45, the date of the sale, you will be banned from bidding in any tax sale held in the unified government of Wyandotte County for 2 years. They're not playing with you every trip and thinking, oh, okay. They're not playing. So how can you register? As we talked about here, it's giving you all the information for this county, just for this county. And you should be able to do the same thing with whatever county you're interested in. You must register with both delinquent real estate office and tax sale website. In person, you can do it as well. You can do online registry as well. They're giving you a specific time. It is between November 16, 2022 to March 24th, 2023 a.m. So just before the tax lien sale. Tax sale website. You need to set up your tax sale website portfolio because profile because you're going to be able to bid from anywhere in the world with this county as long as you got internet access. You don't have to set up the profile if you already have one with Silver Source. The auction is not on the website yet, but we encourage you to create a profile. Was this helpful? Yes, sir. Now we're gonna go into the buyers beware guide. And they better not mute me. How you muted yourself? Okay. It's okay. We all not perfect. All right, let's go into the buyer beware. This is about a 9-page document. And we're getting through this fast. I'm grateful. I guess because I read it the first time and now it's just going by real fast because the first it was slow. So again, they're pretty much reiterating the same things that we kind of just talked about. Listen, the property that you purchase at the tax sale is as is condition. Potential buyers must do their due diligence before searching or purchasing. Before purchasing. Due diligence is the word. It's like God in tax lien. You got to do it. You got to have it in your life. You do. You keep what you buy. You are responsible for examining the property in which you have interest before the tax sale. They said, don't let us fool you. You're going to be responsible. Remember, you are purchasing property by legal description, not the address. Very, very important. If y'all didn't hear me, and that's what I was talking about when I was mute, this is the reason why one of my properties in Maryland was at a different location. Because I'm thinking it's across the street and it's shaped like a square and it's a damn rectangle. But we could work with it. As we explained to you why the buyers may be responsible for 2022 taxes. So here's a little bit of background information about Kansas and the law. We're going to move forward. Before the auction, let's get to it. Hopefully we could sum this up in 15 minutes. Before the auction, several properties will be offered for individual sales at the auction day. Any potential buyers are responsible. They're going to keep telling you this. Let's move forward. A list of the properties offered at the tax sale today was published in the Wyandotte Echo and the Unified Government website. So we already know that usually 2 to 3 weeks prior to the tax lien sale, you're going to see that list. And we do know that some properties and parcels will be removed off that list because people pay their taxes and they can pay it up to the day. This is why when you're doing your due diligence and you're looking into properties, please look into at least 4 or 5. Have some options, okay? And make sure they're in your budget. The property will be described as either an improvement or vacant. Listen. An improvement just means that there is a man-made structure of some type on the property. It could be just a fence or a driveway or maybe a house. Yes. Going over a few tax lien lists, you will see some places have an address. But it was because it was a structure there. That don't mean that it's a structure there today. So what do? We have 2 options. more than two, but two major options is Google and GIS mapping. Google Earth is the most accurate that I can say, even though I don't appreciate them having my vehicle in my driveway on Google up to date. At least they blurred out the license, but that's how much up to date it is. It's not a joke. Go look at y'all property, y'all house, y'all car probably on Google too. Okay, so a property that you may have researched before today and expect to be bidded on could have been redeemed. We talked about that. The current owner has the right to redeem at any time prior to the day of the sale. Properties are sold at the public auction to the highest qualified bidder. The minimum bid is the amount of delinquent taxes due plus interest, penalty, and costs. It is not the assessed value of the property. At least we could clap our hands to that. Okay? Remember, sometimes with the deed process, it's part of a portion of the assessed value will be added on because people want to make their money. 5, registration by any bidding on the property prior to the sale is required. Registration, both Wyandotte County and Civil Source. So we know we gotta. You just cannot participate without registration. Please note the civilsource.com is a national tax sale service. I want to go to civilsource.com too. We hopefully got time. Service provider generally registration on their website is not the same as registration for Wyandotte County tax sale. You must navigate to Wyandotte County page to ensure complete registration. 7, state law prohibits. I'm gonna highlight this too. State law prohibits the following people from buying. Oh, we went through that. Oh, they ain't playing. They're gonna reiterate that. All winning bids must execute an affidavit under oath that they meet the statutory qualification for bidding. Ooh, they're going to make you sign affidavits. They're not playing. I missed that in the first read. They say you're going to sign the affidavits to basically say that you're not going to sell this house to anyone who have interest in the house. All property, I'm sorry, that is a dog-eat-dog world. That's not right. I'm going to look at your comment once I'm done reading, okay, before we get into the law section. All property will be identified at the sales by cause of action number and by approximated street address. Remember, it is the legal description. Please, they're warning you. Don't look at the street address. That is not going to tell you specifically where the home is at. I don't care what state it is. They're being honest, okay? Look at the description. And I hope you can read like you're a Mason, because that's how the descriptions are made. They be like, at the block corner of the left stone to the right of the gate, 265 degrees west. This is where the property is. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. They're like, oh my God. But don't worry. You'll be able to verify the description, not only by the description, but by the parcel location, plats, maps, GIS. So don't be afraid. All right. Any property not sold at the tax sale, we already know it's most likely going to go back into the possession of the county, and that's what they said here. If you hear sold to number 1, that means unified government purchased the property, absent another bid for the amount of delinquent taxes. Listen, if you are interested in purchasing properties transferred to the land bank, contact the land bank. And that's something we're going to get into later on next year. Not this year, I mean. Okay. As properties are sold as is, the unified government makes no warrants of any kind or charter as to the conditions or attributes of the property. Payment is due at 4:45, the date of the sale, via wire or ACH via Civil Source checkout website. If you fail to pay by 4:45, we know what's going to happen. Now, after the auction, as soon as practically, hold up, I do apologize. As soon as practicably, I'm saying it wrong. I can't even get it off a damn tongue. After the auction, a motion will be filed because they mean as soon as they could get to it. A motion will be filed with the court requesting the court to confirm the sale. This is not your action. They're going to do this. After each sale is confirmed and the deed is recorded with the registry deed office, the purchaser will receive a sheriff deed. So after the sale is not fully in your possession, they're giving you a heads up. The process can take approximately 3 to 4 weeks. Be assured the county works to conclude each case in the most expeditious legal manner possible. You are not the owner of the property until such time as the sale is confirmed. They just give you a heads up because if you go over there talking about get out, it's trespassing. It's trespassing. You cannot do that. Okay. We know we have to have time, some notice, especially if it's people in the home. Until the sale is confirmed, you do not have the right to collect rent or require the owner to leave the premises. You do not have the right to start moving in, demolishing, cleaning up, or otherwise altering the property. You do not have the right to change the locks on the property. Once the sale is confirmed, then you have the interest in the property subjected to your receipt of the sheriff deed. But it's still a little bit more. We talk about occupants. And this is all from the county. I'm reading from the county's website. This is so amazing. They're so amazing. Y'all know I love tax liens. Y'all know I love it. If there's an occupant of the property at the time you receive your deed, you cannot breach the peace trying to take the possession. You will be required to obtain a court order directing the sheriff to evict the occupant. This is when you'll have to do a formal eviction. I'm sorry. Please hope no one's in the home. Please go around, have a real estate person go look. Is there any cars? Is there anything going on? You'll be able to tell. The county is not responsible for obtaining possession for you or for your expenses to obtain possession. Message. All liens or records will be executed upon confirmation of the sale. However, what we talked about. However, covenants, restrictions, and easements of record are not extinguished, meaning that covenants, restrictions, and easements don't go away. And you take the property subjected to these encumbrance. We talked about easements. Easements could be good. Easements could be literally you have easement with a parking lot company and they pay you dividends or whatever way the easement is set up for how long based on their agreement. Now, there is some aspects if you did not know that these covenants was on there, someone sold it, you may be able to get yourself out of these easements and covenants, but it's all according to state law and the evidence that you can produce. We talked about that when we talked about land dispute issues and how the judge may want you to present some information. If you haven't seen that video, it's in hints and tips. Anything outside of the state by state breakdown is in our hints and tips, unless it's a deed specific topic. Okay. So you take your title, you take the title to the real estate and that which is typically understood to be real estate only. You do not get title to any personal property on the purchased property. Meaning, example, trailer. If it's a trailer home on it, don't think you own the trailer home. Find a way. You got to find a way to get that shit off your home. Get it off your property. Tell them to take it. That's their thing. You need to consult a lawyer in order to determine how to dispose of any personal property found on your premises. That's give or take. Because there's abandonment law. So I don't think that you got to keep somebody else's stuff on your property. If they abandon it, it's yours. You take the property subjected to any pending actions, condemnment. Listen to this. And this is where you need to be aware of them because they do some funny stuff. You can take the property subjected to any pending actions to condemn the property or code violations or any environmental enforcement procedures. That's why we're going to code enforcement. That's why they told you go to code enforcement. Very important to review if it's any actions about to be taken, if this place about to be demolished. You can, all public records, you can learn that before you even step foot in the county. It is up to you to have done the research to determine if the property you are purchasing as part of the tax foreclosure procedures are part of such actions. You may find the property has been demolished since the last time you inspected. Oh, that is wrong. It or that the demolish is soon to occur. This is not a basis to allow you to have the sale set aside. Okay. We're getting down to the last part. Now, because we've been on this live for a while and I have to come back and do Massachusetts, I'm not going to get into the law part of Kansas, but I will show you guys specifically where to look, and you can start reading it and basically doing a scavenger hunt for yourself. All right. So you are responsible for the taxes, as we talk about for special assignments. You are responsible for the payments of the taxes and assignments for 2022. We explained to you how that can happen. It's pretty easy. It's okay. It's your property. Now look at this. This is what I remember. I got great memory. Y'all didn't hear me say this in the last time because I was blanked out. But under KSA 792804B, this is actually under Kansas State legislation as amendments. You're going to find the real estate information pertaining to tax foreclosures under 79, Section 79. The 12 months after the day of the sale, so for up to 12 months after the day of the sale, a legal challenge can be made by questioning the procedures. Now understand, that's why y'all understand when I was saying sometimes the county mess up. Y'all need to make sure that they did everything they supposed to do. And you like, why I gotta figure out, did they put them on notice? They better had. Sometimes they don't. And if they did not, then this could mess up the whole process for you or slow it down or make the sale invalid. We don't want to do that. So the purchase could revert to the original owner, in which the case the purchaser price will be refunded to you. Because of this, most title companies, now this is when we go into title. Because of this, most title companies won't write the title insurance on the tax sale purpose property until the challenge period has expired. Because they don't want to, because they already know it is a big possibility. But listen to this. The unified government is not giving any warranty of title to any parcel. So we know what a warranty deed. That means that ain't nothing wrong with it. It's free and clear. We're saying it's all G. They're not offering that to you. However, if you are not able to obtain insurance, please let us know and we will provide contact information for someone that may be able to help. So this is not new. That's why I said some things you may have issue with in the county. The county has come up with some stipulations or some ways to address this because you weren't the first. Now we're coming down to the last page of the buyer beware. During the time period after the sale and up to the confirmation, you may not have insured interest. Therefore, if the property is destroyed by fire or other casualties before you are able to get insurance, it is not a basis to set aside the sale. They ain't playing. You are responsible. You need to consult with your insurance agency as to when you have a sufficient interest for the insurance company to insure the policy protecting the property. And as I was mentioning, if you have an original property that you have home insurance, some home insurance companies, most will let you house your investment property under that same policy. And sometimes not even with an additional cost. So ask your current home insurance companies, what are the procedures and what are the stipulations? All right, so this is a risk of purchasing tax foreclosure property. As we state, and as I say, this is for information and educational purposes. We ask for you guys to do your due diligence. The county said at the end of this document, this is not meant to be a complete statement of the law regarding tax foreclosures, nor is it anything in the instructions meant to be legal advice. If you need legal advice in regarding to any purchases or bids that you made at the tax sale, you should contact a higher attorney. And they say, we gave you all that information to let you know you better still do your due diligence. Okay. Now, I told you the next broadcast is going to start at 9 o'clock. Now, G Major, hey now, I'm the second, and I take my health and accident exam tomorrow. My upline will be my big brother and sister-in-law agency banking. I never wanted to run again. I'm in GA and I'm a member. Well, welcome to the buyback team, G Major. I appreciate you in participating and actually being able to digest this information. As you see, this is very heavy information. And a lot of people cannot take it in. But once you're able to take it in, process it, and make it make sense, as I tell you, you can invest in any state in the United States. We have over 3,000 counties. 3,000 counties. Take your time, G. Learn the law. Do your due diligence. Go in. What we're doing every week is literally case studies. We're literally going in, not case studies, but we're going in detailed information between each state, which is like a sort of case study, especially the way I break it down to you. We asking questions, we talking about stuff. The buyback team, I'm going to let you know, whoever has the full membership, that we will upload case studies, scenarios, and any uploads that we have that's new to full purchase members who have been with us. We're going to give you all the updates for free. It is what it is. We grow together. We're not going to make you purchase certain things that are updates for the program and add-ons. So don't even worry about that. So G member, thank you for being part of the buyback team. I appreciate you. And thank you for loving tax lien. I mean, love it. I guess y'all don't know if you love it like me, but I love it. All right. So let me just show you one more thing before I jump off to give me some time to drink some water and get some of this dry mouth out, because I've just been reading and talking, reading and talking. As we talked about, Kansas law fall under chapter 79, taxation, article 28. Let me show you. Oh, I showed you. Okay. I was like, damn, did I just put my hands up in the air and I didn't even have it on the screen? Don't pay no mind to me. I'm going to leave this link for you guys because I want you guys to go in and just play around, do a scavenger hunt. Is this it? Department of Taxation. Let me just know that's the general list. That was the first one I was supposed to share with you guys. This is justthelaw.com. The codes, you're going to see it in our live box. Please look at the links. Go in and just check it out. Now you're going to see Chapter 79, Article 2801, Chapter 79, Article 2802. Now, let's see. Refund of purchase of money taxation charges when foreclosure sale adjudged to be invalid. Interest in quitclaim deed. Oh no, we not. That's gonna be this gonna be. We ain't going into this today, but I want to show you, because if I wasn't blanked out that whole 30 minutes, I probably would have more energy to go into this. But I do want to make sure that the Massachusetts live that we do, because a lot of people ask about Massachusetts, is fully packed of information, and we're going to go into the law for Massachusetts. I already got it ready. We're going to go to a county. We're going to go into the law. I just need some time to recuperate. Now, I want y'all to read this yourself as well. And this is Universal Citation KS 79-2804C, updated last in 2029. Refunds or purchase money taxes and charges when foreclosure sale adjudged to be invalid. Now, what happens if we know if it could be invalid? Any reason could make it invalid. Okay, if after the sale of the real estate on a foreclosure tax sale, it shall be adjudged that the sale on the foreclosure was invalid or voided. And why would it be invalid? Notification, procedure issues, what we just said, not telling the homeowner that their thing is on the tax lien list. Simple. The board of the county commissioner shall, by proper order, cause the money paid therefore on the sale, together with such subsequent tax and charges paid thereon by the purchaser or such purchaser's assignee, to be refunded. with interest on such amount at the rate purchased by KSA. All right. Well, let's see. An amendment thereof upon the delivery of the quitclaim deed from the parties holding under the sheriff deed, executed to such persons or persons as commissioners shall direct in such order. In all such cases, no interest shall be allowed after the person's claim under the sheriff deed shall receive actual notice that such deed has been adjudged, invalid, or void. So if anything were found after the deed, sheriff deed was given, basically, they're saying that they can't adjudicate it or void it. It is what it is. If we give you the sheriff deed and then they find out that the homeowner was not notified, they can't take it back. That's what they're telling you. You see how I read it and it sounds very confusing? It's just because some words just need to be eliminated, rearranged, and make it make sense. I don't understand why they write law like this, but it takes a little while for you guys to understand that there's a lot of repeat words and a lot of fancy schmancy stuff that's just trying to confuse you, but you got this. So we've been live for an hour and 27 minutes. I know I'm going to go back into this tomorrow and edit out that full section that I was just talking, and it was quiet. But I hope you guys got a lot out of this broadcast. By tomorrow, you're going to have all the links that was in the chat at the bottom of the description. And we will be coming live. I believe I'm going to give myself to 8:45. Just give me about 20 minutes, drink some water, see if my kids got their booty back in this house. And we're going to come back in and we're going to be doing Massachusetts. We got a lot to learn today. I appreciate you guys. And thank you so much, G, for being part of the buyback team. If you do have the full course, don't hesitate to consult with me for free. We could talk about it. You have a great evening, and I'll see y'all about 50 minutes or 45 minutes or so to the ones who are going to attend the Massachusetts breakdown.